Hey guys, people, cool gamers, back direct to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, Episode 3, Uprising. So when we last checked in with our gang 2 weeks ago now, we had May getting taken off in a straitjacket because of whatever effect the ghost has on her, if it's haunted her or anything else, some kind of contagion in her. We had the reveal of the new director, who turns out, was named Jeffrey. He turns out to be an Inhuman, which was pretty crazy, and he kind of stopped Meg when she was going a little bit cuckoo bananas. We did see Fitz and Mac basically go try to track down this ghost thing. They ran into Daisy, who they also met Ghost Rider, who saved Fitz in that area by grabbing the ghost because he could, and had this awesome scene where he screamed and turned into the Ghost Rider and killed him. It was awesome. Then we also had Daisy and Ghost Rider team up at the end, which was really cool. And also before that, they had like a whole cat and mouse game of like, I'll tell on you, no you won't. Then they had a fight and all this stuff. Really good conversations. A cool car scene where it looked like actually Chloe Bennett was hanging on to the top of that car. It looked like she did her own stunt. So that was really cool there. And, we just had, how Gemma was interacting there, giving a tour, how kind of she's been relegated to that. Not much else really happened. It was a solid episode. We got some little name drops of, Captain America and stuff like episodes. So I don't know what to expect with this episode. I assume we're going to follow Daisy and, Ghost Rider's story more, I would assume. And I would assume we're going to get kind of something on May. We also didn't have, what is her name, Ida, the life model decoy. Did not have her at all last episode, or Radcliffe, so maybe we get an appearance from them. But I really don't know. So, without further ado, guys, here we go. Is he a magician or an Inhuman? Who knows? That's right. It's an EMP, it looks like. Holy shit. So a helicopter went down, because it's an EMP, isn't it? It's not just a regular blackout. Alright, maybe something the Watchdogs are doing? That's cool on the title screen, how it like pretends that like it's phasing in and out. Cool.
Lincoln Campbell, he was one of the good guys. I know. We owe him a great debt. There's no one else.
Do we have to keep mentioning poor Lincoln? I miss him. Oh, it looks like he died.
He's gone.
Well, that's not good news for May's progress.
It's the call you'd make if you were in my shoes.
That's fair. I hate that I have to agree with him. I feel bad for Coulson, but it's fair. They have, Simmons is taking care of it with their team. You go deal with this problem. Gotta listen to the director.
You know someone that worked at that Momentum facility?
My uncle.
Eli?
I'm going to go see him.
Oh, cool. So, is he the one that, like in the comics, he's the one that's attached to the car?
Southbridge Penitentiary. I like to vet my vengeance demons before I hop in a car with him.
She did her research.
He's a good man.
Nothing can stop them.
So we're going to have our hands full if it happens.
And right on cue, it looks like it's happening. Damn, it stops cars too. Yeah, most cars are, electrical these days, so I guess that makes sense. His probably still works.
What happens here?
Oh man, his brother's gonna be in a lot of trouble, man, in a bad part of LA. Very interesting what's going on here in the opening moments of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. These Watchdogs, they've stepped up their game.
They're here.
I want to trust her, but I just don't, because she's not AI, but she's kind of like it. She's a robot in a way, and I just feel like she's gonna become just sentient at some point. Oh god.
Less than 6 hours until sudden death.
Oh, fuck. Well, I hope they can figure this out, man. I don't want to lose May.
Forks and torches.
So, like, do the Avengers see these kind of newsreels? Like, do they know about the Inhumans? I just think that the Watchdogs are putting up a front saying it's an Inhuman problem, but it's really them trying to make the Inhumans look bad. That's what I personally think. Don't go after the disabled kid. What kind of fucking people are you, man? Get over there, Robbie.
Calm down. We go on Carrot Top again.
Even better.
I wouldn't touch it if I were you. Gordon's a bit of a hothead.
A little bit.
See something this nice in the hands of someone who can't take care of her. What I'd really like to do is get a look under the hood. Hands off. Just admiring her, Holmes. Nothing wrong with that.
You don't want to mess with these people, man.
Oh, hot.
Two worst people in LA you could be messing with right now. That was cool how he affected the car. I really like that. Oh, that's a bad idea, threatening the brother. Ah, it still hurts her, man. Get him, Days. There you go, Robbie. Help out a little bit. She's got to get those gauntlets back, man. Good work, team.
That was me.
That he has some control over it, some power.
We're not here for your money.
Here for the Inhuman.
We're here for the Inhuman.
How the hell did they know that there's an Inhuman here? They must have some covert knowledge. They must know something, a way to track them. It's got to be something.
Does the backseat science department care to weigh in on this? Not much of that part. She's probably having a good time dancing and drinking with all those sexy Latino guys.
I'm not taking that.
Damn. That was, he's trying to rile him back up there a little bit.
Our cities.
That's funny.
It's tough right here. It's too gift.
Oh my god, you rat. You're gonna get this poor magician in trouble. Oh shit, his hand. Fuck, I forgot about that. His hand's offline.
You know, it's good light source. Guy with a flaming head.
That's a cool shot. I like that.
No, you're not.
Sorry.
Not a scratch.
I've been stabbed.
The rider protects him.
Run over. Twice. Next day I'm good as new.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Lucky me.
It's also a curse as well, Days. Elena? There you go.
Where the hell is it? Who took it? It's him. I told you he made it disappear. I didn't do anything. I swear.
Oh, fuck.
Now you see it.
There you go. Elena, be careful.
Elena, how did you?
Maria.
Get away.
Maria.
Wow.
She has the gun. She's Inhuman.
Wow, the friend's gonna sell her out. She's saving these people's lives and they're gonna sell her out, man. It's like the Inhumans or the X-Men of this universe. People just hate them. There's the boys. Great introduction. Fuck them up, guys. Good work. Look at that. Even Fitz getting in on the action. Damn, man. Now he's taking training in the off-season.
Stop her, she's dead.
There you go. Don't need her. She's prejudiced against Inhumans. Who cares about her?
I think I know how to solve all our problems.
How? What is it?
We're gonna have to kill her.
Oh, okay, Doc, let's back it up a little bit. Maybe we could come up with a better solution? Are you saying that we kill her and then restart her heart? Because if it's straight up kill her, you're not helping.
Not yours.
Damn. He's got body armor. Coulson knew that. You're Watchdogs. See?
Guess who's doing the hunting?
Yep, I knew it. I knew it wasn't Inhumans. I knew it was Watchdogs the entire time. It just made sense. Trying to make the Inhumans look bad.
Thought it was gambling. Maybe racing and maybe drugs, I don't know.
It's worse than that. It's murdering folks.
Down and reboot it, then the parts of her brain that have been hyperactivated.
Yep, they're gonna try to kill her and restart her.
This is crazy.
It is, but what other options do you have?
Hell no, I'm not ready. We're about to kill May.
Holy shit.
Save May.
Right, by killing her. So, very risky, but desperate times, desperate measures, right? As May once said.
Two.
Oh no!
What the hell happened?
I don't know, we've lost power.
Oh my god.
No.
I don't understand.
Jesus, this is bad. The EMP affected them. I didn't even think of that.
Oh, God.
Ah, holy shit. Can we bring her back with regular chest compressions? Otherwise, we are so screwed right now. Because even if Fitz and Coulson figure out, what's going on and how to get to the EMP. They still have to get there and shut it down. And then the power has to come back on. This is really bad.
That's an order.
Yeah.
We need ice. We need
And they didn't really end on the best of terms.
I mean, at this point,
She's way past 7 minutes.
start a battery or
Think of something. Ada. Yeah, Ada could help out, right? Her battery. Ooh, God. But is she gone too long that she's gonna have brain damage at this point? Well, at least she's back, but is she her normal self?
Get this crap off of me.
Yeah, she's back.
Welcome back, Agent May. Did I miss something?
Yeah, you were dead for like 8 minutes. Holy shit. Good work, Radcliffe. And good work, Simmons. Don't play around, Elena. Just take all the guns and get out of there. Play it safe. That's it. Get in there and shoot them. Yes! Yes, I like this use of shadows and light. It's like, fighting in a thunderstorm. Very cool. Good work, everybody. Even Fitz is getting in there. This is great. There we go.
Well then, Quake,
He knows.
that's on you.
That's fair. Protecting his brother because he doesn't know what he is. That's fair. Yeah, that's true. You could try to, curb the bad publicity on the Inhumans by saying S.H.I.E.L.D. is public now. That would help. S.H.I.E.L.D.
S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yep. There you go. And there's our new S.H.I.E.L.D. out in the public once again.
The right thing.
Join the movies too.
I'm right where I belong.
He likes just being an agent again. That's what he likes to do.
It only brings us together.
Days, you gotta either meet up with Robbie or you gotta go home.
On the same team.
You can't be by yourself.
Because a team that trusts.
It's a team that triumphs. Daisy's, she's in a rough place right now. She's hurting in more ways than one. Alright, so she's a son of a bitch that's trying to exterminate the Inhumans. Always good about genocide. Okay. So it looks like maybe a husband or something else turned and didn't break out as an Inhuman yet, and maybe that's why she has a vendetta against them. Alright guys, so that was my reaction there to Season 4, Episode 3 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Uprising. So this was an enjoyable episode. It was, for the most part, way more action-packed than last week. Not that I didn't like last week, but last week was a lot of exposition, a lot of great moments between Daisy and Ghost Rider, them getting to know each other more. We got little hints of that here, but this was more about establishing, I guess, another threat in the world. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. likes to do this thing, especially the last 2 seasons, when they found their footing. They like to have kind of a 2-pronged attack villain-wise, either going on at the same time or going on for the first 10 episodes, and then the back half of the season for the next 12 episodes or whatever is another villain. So it seems like here, I don't know if any of this ties together. It seems like it does. It seems like the Watchdogs are also getting the ghosts, but that could be its own separate thing with the Ghost Rider and Uncle Eli, and then also you have the Senator kind of running the Watchdogs in a different way, but they seem to be connected. I would say the main points of this episode, I would say there are 4. I would say, first off, S.H.I.E.L.D. legitimized. S.H.I.E.L.D. made public. That would be point 1. Point 2, May brought back to life. Original May's brought back. I would say definitely the third point is checking in with Daisy and Robbie, Ghost Rider, whoever. And then I would say the fourth point is the Watchdogs. So starting with the first one, it was great. I would say this week, just to see everything going on, I would say. To see May come back to life, sure. But S.H.I.E.L.D. legitimized. This is a huge step. This is big. This is movie affecting level big. is S.H.I.E.L.D. being legitimized, brought back into the public, assuming there'll probably be bumps, but assuming everything goes well. This is like Avengers Infinity War and, Avengers 4, whatever they're going to name it, like S.H.I.E.L.D. being there like it was in the first Avengers and was not there in the second Avengers, to some degree. This paves the road for the Avengers finally maybe figuring out Coulson's alive and him coming back to the movies. Maybe, probably not, but maybe one of these characters like a Daisy crossing over into the Avengers movies. I personally think not only she should be there, I think when we kind of reform the team and a lot of the originals leave, to get new characters, but also because the actors can't work there forever, I think Daisy should be a movie-level character. I think she should be there. I think, you could do the effects even better and everything else, but that's a story for another day. But this is a big deal. They're finally not in the shadows. And Fitz said, he liked working in the shadows, but, Elena made the good point that it's going to be nice not to live in them. And, May was angry, it should be you up there, but Coulson likes being the agent. He's got power, he's got sway with the director, sure, but the director makes the final decisions, and I think to some degree, maybe not with May, but Coulson likes that. It's not that he didn't like being in charge, but he just values just being out there. I think he feels he can affect more change being an agent instead of being the director and giving people orders that can get them killed, and has gotten people killed before, from Trip to Lincoln and stuff like that. So I think that's weighed on him over the years, losing Daisy and all that other stuff. And I think that's why he likes the position he's in. And I kind of actually like the dynamic going forward. And I'm interested to learn more about this director. We only had him in little pockets. I go into the second point here. May brought back to life, original, May coming back here. Very cool. I didn't really think she was going to die. However, we got pretty close. At this point in the show, I didn't think she was going to die. Especially third episode in the season. This isn't like Game of Thrones or Walking Dead or something, but what I feared was kind of what happened to Fitz. Is that, when Fitz went into the ocean or whatever and had the hypoxia or whatever, right? I feared, and probably should have happened given how long she was out. She was out definitely over 7 minutes. I feared that was going to happen. So it's good that she's back to her original self. It was very funny, her coming back and everything else, and not knowing, did anything really happen, and being her cranky self. I really did enjoy that. Simmons and Radcliffe did a great job there, bringing her back. We saw a little bit of Ada in this episode. I guess the big thing with Ada is that Radcliffe took seemingly her power source, basically, her very metallo-looking like kryptonite heart, and he plugged it, into the machine to, so the defibrillator could get working during that power outage, which was a tense moment because I didn't even think of the power, going out there. I guess they're, somewhere in LA or Malibu or so, and they brought her back and they did good work there. I like how they had the kind of Iron Man-esque holograms and, showing, the little parts of the brain and everything, and Radcliffe even making a comment that, it's a myth that we only use 10% of our brain. I thought of the movie Lucy, which is funny, stars Scarlett Johansson, who's also in the MCU, so that was just a little funny thing to me there. But it's great to have May back, and, it made sense that the two doctors were working together. It was also, I didn't feel like, with kind of Robbie and Daisy's story going on, and the main story of the team hunting, trying to rescue Elena and stop this EMP problem, I felt that the second most important story, or maybe equally to the EMP story, was bringing May back there, where Daisy and kind of Ghost Rider was a little bit of a side story. But it's great that she's back. Going on to that third point, we get Daisy and Ghost Rider. We get little moments of them, a very excellent action scene. We kind of see now that she took her bandages off, the extent, even in the candlelight, you see kind of the extent of Daisy's injuries. I mean, they go all the way up her arm. I mean, she is in serious pain. Robbie even makes the comment that I am surprised you haven't passed out. She's learned probably from the best in May, and even Ward to some extent, how to deal with pain, her own, obviously, skills in herself, her own stubbornness, and it makes sense that she doesn't want to go to the ER, but I figured since she used her powers there, right, right in front of Robbie's brother. What is his name? Gabe? I keep wanting to call him Chris from Fear the Walking Dead because he was on there. But that's not who he is. I think his name is Gabe. Remind me down below. I'll probably look it up after this, but I was like, he has to bring that up at some point because clearly he saw her. He kind of gives her the ultimatum to go away. It makes sense. I like how he was grateful that she saved him. He kind of understands to some extent. He doesn't hate on Inhumans, but he also doesn't want a bad influence for his brother because he obviously doesn't know his brother's the Ghost Rider, and even though they're bad people, he murders people every night. So, so there's definitely, that's going to, I think, be a shocking reveal for him. I think he's going to handle it kind of bad at first when that happens, but I think he'll come around. We also got kind of an insight, a little bit of a backstory of how he became, how he became a paraplegic, handicap, how he became in the wheelchair. And it seems like he was just in a bad part of town and some gangbangers, they messed him up, which sucks. But I think in that moment that him and Daisy were having in the kitchen, I think he could relate to being broken, relate to, having problems and, not having kind of a normal parental unit, kind of being on the move and everything else. He's, like he said, he's kind of taking care of Robbie, but Robbie's taking care of him as well. But, Chris seems like he's probably, I'm calling him Chris from now on, Gabe or whatever his name is. I think he makes most of those important decisions, given he's the most intelligent. Robbie didn't, graduate high school and everything else. So Robbie's the adult, but I think they definitely work in tandem there. So those were good moments. I think the little moments we had there between Daisy and Ghost Rider were great. Daisy and Robbie, they're in the gas station, the talks they were having, hearing, the whole EMP thing on the radio, and then Robbie's car, I figured, wouldn't be affected. But him mentioning his uncle Eli in here, who seems like he's tied to the car, and kind of giving a little backstory of, it seemed like he's got he was put away or dead or whatever from attempted manslaughter. But apparently he was, according to Uncle Eli, like Robbie said, he was hurting people or trying to hurt someone who was way worse. So I think we're going to get a lot more of the backstory there. So, those little moments were cool. I think it was an absolutely excellent moment of Robbie showing again, he doesn't have to go full Ghost Rider and give full control to Ghost Rider. He can access that power still as Robbie. And he even said that no, that was me. And he actually, heated up the car and burnt that, that watchdog, or not that watchdog, that criminal's hand, that looter's hand. So that was excellent. And I would say the final main point here would be the Watchdogs. We knew, I pretty much knew from the start that it totally was not the Inhumans doing this. Not that I couldn't believe that. I just figured it's totally the Watchdogs. I mean, it would make so much sense for them to stage it that they're Inhumans. They want the registration taken down, but they're actually Watchdogs who are trying to just give bad press to the Inhumans. Make people, like Elena's friend, who was kind of a bitch, by the way, make her and others like her afraid of Inhumans, and it was perfectly executed. It was a worldwide attack. We see at the end there that senator, I forget her name or whatever, she definitely could be someone who has access to the registration because she's in Congress, right? So S.H.I.E.L.D's not the only one with these lists. The U.S. government, I assume the FBI, the CIA, they all have access to these lists, which is kind of a stupid idea. Because you see what happens, a few people in the government could just not be for Inhumans, and they release this list, even secretly, to the Watchdogs. So I think in the comic book, even though I like the movie better than the comic book, I haven't started reading Civil War 2 yet. It hasn't come to the Marvel Unlimited app, but the whole storyline of Civil War in the comic book was Cap and Tony obviously were fighting over superhero registration, but Tony's point was, listen, it's on a secure file. I am literally, as I think at the time he was head of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something else. I read it so many years ago. He was literally the only one with access to it. And Cap still wasn't comfortable with that. Now picture this situation where it's not one person or just a small group of people that have access to this. It's the entire government. It's multiple agencies, including S.H.I.E.L.D. There's so much more potential for leaks. And, this is what Elena was afraid of. This is what Cap was afraid of. That he was stressing that you put people on a list and, it'll be protected, Tony said, and things like that. Look, we're 3 episodes in here to season 4, and it's not. It's getting released to the public. There's, government officials working with the Watchdogs. She's probably part of a larger group or part of a sect of the U.S. government. She seems like she's being motivated, the senator, maybe by a husband or someone, or someone close to her, kind of creepily, she's keeping in the apartment. I don't know how they went under Terra Genesis, kind of got the whole transformation, rock formation over them, and then they never broke out of it. Did they somehow scientifically stop that to hope to find a cure before they turn into Inhumans? We're obviously going to get more story there, but very intriguing questions here to her motivation. She seems bad against Inhumans prejudice, but maybe she has slight motivations that could be redeemable to why she sees Inhumans as dangerous, which is understandable. Power people is in danger, is dangerous in general, and then wants to save whoever this person is. It could be a possibility. She could also be a bad person. Definitely in this world, the Inhumans are the X-Men of the MCU at this point. Maybe one day we'll get the X-Men back if Fox ever and Marvel stop their Cold War and basically, make a deal, which I think Fox is definitely more on the ropes to do. But the Inhumans are hated like the X-Men are in comic books. They're we're getting this vibe. People are prejudiced against them. People are, racist in a way, but it's more prejudice that they fear them, they hate them, they despise them, they want to kill them, they want to see them locked up and enslaved and things like that. And I think we're going to, especially after this event, the Watchdogs, for the most part, I would say, being pretty successful, killing 17 Inhumans worldwide. That's a pretty big deal. And, in their first attack, it hit at least 7 cities, they said there. So they definitely are well-equipped. They're definitely well-led. And I think they're going to be a major problem here this season. And I totally understand why Daisy was going after them. She's got to get those gauntlets back. She has to heal herself up. She's eventually going to run out of the bone meds, and she's in a dark place right now. She kind of had Robbie a little bit, and now his brother Gabe, Chris, kicked her out, and now she's even more alone than ever. Maybe they'll push her back to the team, but I do hope she joins up with Robbie there again. The other little moment I guess we had that I think is worth touching on. It's great seeing Matt Coulson and, Fitz together. That was excellent. Little Elena moments outside, living her life and things like that. But the scene between her and Mac, I think, was really effective. And she, makes the point that, Mac is caring about her as a friend and maybe something more, but they aren't, anything more. And I think Mac has this problem where he's treating Daisy, I know he's trying to protect her, but he's treating her like a damsel in distress, that she needs to be taken care of. We can protect her. But Mac, you even said in season 3, episode 1, she's the muscle. She's the one that saved your ass a million times. Not saying that you haven't, put in your share, but you were partners, but she can more than, take care of herself, even with this injury. She did have an ally in Robbie. I know you don't trust him and you guys fear him at this point and everything else, which is understandable. But I think he's not giving credit to Daisy, and Elena made the point that she doesn't want to be found. She wants to be left alone. I was helping out a friend. She contacted me. I was being, secretive for her and, wasn't, giving her, betraying her and selling her out. And I think that's a very noble thing. And I think Mac understandably is frustrated, but I also think, especially when you, provide, 6 months of your time to searching, 6+ months to, looking for her, searching for her all over the globe. But I think they need to understand each other's perspective, especially Mac needs to understand where Elena's coming from. I think they will repair that because they're good together. I think the actors, have good chemistry. So I definitely want to see them happy going forward. But I do, that had to be addressed. And, I understand the conversation that they were having there. So overall, guys, that's my thoughts here on Season 4, Episode 3, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Uprising. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. There was obviously a lot to talk about after this episode. Let me know your likes or dislikes of this episode. Any thoughts you have on S.H.I.E.L.D. becoming public here. How do you think that's going to affect the movies? What do you think of Elena, Daisy, Robbie in this episode here, seeing more Gabe, Chris, whatever. Let me know his real name. Is it Gabe down below? Was it nice to see, Mac and Coulson and Fitz in action? What were your favorite moments of tonight's episode? Your favorite fight scene? Was there little Easter eggs that I didn't notice? How much more story and how quickly do you think we're going to find out here about Uncle Eli? Were you as nervous as I was, seeing May brought back to life there? And what do you think the purpose of kind of the Watchdogs is going forward, the Senator, and how are we going to also get Ada going forward? Is he going to reattach the heart? How is she going to fill into the rest of the season? Does she kind of give you a little bit of uneasiness like she does for me? Let me know any other thoughts you have on the episode, and basically any other likes, dislikes, and Easter eggs. Let me know them down below. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends if you'd be so kind. Until next Agent S.H.I.E.L.D, guys. Thanks for watching.